This is American Roundtable on Orlando's TV 38. I'm Al Sprine. I'm here with Sharon Gilstrap. Sharon is a travel expert, and she's going to tell us about the hottest and coolest destinations to travel globally and how she can also help save you some money. So, Sharon, thank you so much. That's all. People always be like, save money? What? But thank you so much for coming in and talking with us on American Roundtable. Tell me why you love travel.
I love travel because it's an opportunity to connect with people and to see the world. You know, life can be short. We only get this one opportunity to see the world. And I think you should take advantage of as many opportunities to leave home as possible. Yeah.
Yeah, because we're about experiences, like we were talking about
Yes.
before the show. A lot of people are about stuff, big house, big car,
Right.
big electronic item. Remember when they had electronic item of the year? Now it's electronic item of the 3 or 4 days as a new, like,
Right.
I can't keep up with it. But some people like a lot of that, of course. I do like my Apple Watch, but that was my blood, sweat, and tears because I do real estate in Central Florida. When I'm not doing this show at alspry.com, you can find out more about me. And Sharon, what's your web address for your travel and trails and tales and stuff? Do you have a?
I don't right now.
You don't
and
right now?
Yeah,
You
I
need a
need to get
Facebook
one.
page. We're gonna hook you up with a
Let's
Facebook
do
page
that.
as the travel expert.
That sounds
you know,
great.
So,
Let's do it.
but we're actually developing a little travel show that we're thinking about putting together for the radio, and we'll keep you abreast of that as we continue to develop it. But I think why I like to travel is I like to get new experiences. Same thing like you were saying. I like to see new cultures. I like to kind of
Yes.
see how our culture compares to their culture and what the nice things are, what the not so nice things are, like the full gamut, you know. And and it's nice to go to different zones, temperate zone, sub-temperate zone,
Right.
tropical zones. I don't get too far up north. I'm not going into that North Pole zone. It's not of interest to me. I'm kind of a warmer weather guy. However, I think I would venture to Alaska.
Okay, is that on your bucket list?
It's on my bucket list. Is an Alaskan cruise because I think it'd be nice to see the glaciers and
Yeah.
you know, and all that wildlife and stuff. So it's pretty interesting stuff. But
Yeah.
you know, you have done a lot of different things in travel. What are some of the
Yes.
things that you've done in the travel industry and travel business?
Well, what I've done is a lot of things with timeshare, actually. I worked for RCI, which is an exchange company. I was a cruise expert there and travel getaway expert. And then I've worked for Sheraton, I've worked for Wyndham, and I've worked for Holiday Inn, believe it or not. And each one's just a little bit different, but their purpose in doing their timeshare is just to get people to go make those memories and to save money. There's always that saving money, nicer accommodations. It's fun.
It is, and it's something that I have obviously an interest in. I just went
Right.
to Las Vegas. There's interesting differences in laws out there now. You can have legal recreational marijuana, I'm told. So that's kind of
Yep.
cool. And she's smiling.
Yes.
And
It's my son likes that idea.
I think that can help children with autism and stuff and
They
those
say it
brain
can.
tremors. I think it's an
Yeah.
excellent something that we should, now that we have medical marijuana in Florida, it'd be something that we should definitely all look into. And I think that's something to talk to Mr. and Mrs. Politician about.
Well, he's actually taking CBD oil, and that has been incredibly good for his anxiety. And we came off all regular medications, which is amazing.
Well, this is American Roundtable, and we will have more for you right after this. Welcome back to the American Roundtable on Orlando's TV 38. So happy to have Sharon, Miss Sunshine, and Miss Travel. You wear a lot of hats.
I do.
How are you able to do that?
My kids say I'm ADD.
See, there's positives about what we have, because I think I am too.
That's okay.
But I think that you can do a lot of different things and multitask. And
You can.
I think it's like, it's okay. It's all right. No shame in being smart. I don't think there's any
No.
shame in being smart. So, because when you're smart, you can earn money and you can go on nice vacations, right?
Vacations are
Where's your
important.
favorite place to go on vacation? And
I think
why?
my most memorable vacations, one was St. John in the Virgin Islands.
That's numero uno.
Numero uno, and the reason why, it's, vacations are connected to memories. And when I went there with my dad and my stepmom, and we did a sailing trip we leased a sailboat, and we didn't even stay on land the whole time.
Oh, that's
And,
great.
yeah, and so Christmas Eve, we anchored in Christmas Cove in St. John and snorkeled, and we're surrounded by sharks. It was
Yeah.
really cool. It's one of the most beautiful places in the world.
Are they still with
Yeah.
you, with us, both of those folks? that
No,
you-
my father actually passed a year later on his 47th birthday. Wow. So if he hadn't taken advantage, like if he had waited to retire to do travel, he never would have gone anywhere. But he
So
went to Germany, he went to Europe all the time.
Very nice that
Yeah.
he got to do that. And
Young.
I always wanted to sail. I always thought that sailing would be kind of. How hard is sailing? What do you tell me about your sailing experience?
So I grew up sailing with my dad. He was in the Navy, and when he got out of the Navy, he decided he loved to sail. So he bought a 40-foot 38-foot Choi Lee, and then a 40-foot Valiant. And we sailed all the way up to Newport, Rhode Island. We went to Boston for my 21st birthday. We sailed to Boston.
You and him.
And my stepmom and my
And
brother.
your stepmom. So the family
Yes.
did sailing trips.
We couldn't all
And so
go at
what
the
did you-
same time, though. I'm the middle of 8 kids. We had to take just a few at a time.
Right, but what was the
Yeah.
max on the boat? Like what's
12.
the max? 12. So nice size.
Great boat. yeah.
And but what did each of you have a station that you had to work with the rigging and
We had
different
to do
things? Is that what it
everything.
is? Everyone did everything.
I was the only one who could climb the mast. I was a gymnast.
You can climb the mast. This
Could.
is fantastic. I
was
can't
fun.
I can't even climb a step ladder, and you're climbing masts like did you have the knife between your teeth and the bandana and all that?
I didn't have to do
To
that, but
pirate it
sometimes they
up?
would have to winch you up. I mean, in a storm. Yeah, you were on it. You had a little harness, and you were.
They had to winch up because you had to get to the top,
And you had to-
and you couldn't climb because it's storm,
oh,
right?
crazy. Yeah, it was fun though.
That's what the captain calls out, like trim this or what, like that you
Trim
you-
the sail, yeah.
Yeah, he'll call different things, and then you got to do it and kind of stuff
Definitely.
like that.
Oh yeah.
that's
Well, the
nice.
captain does not go forward. It's the crew. So yeah, you had to have a harness on in bad weather, or you get swept overboard, which did happen once.
You got swept
I
overboard.
did, right off the coast of New York in a storm, but I was tethered, so I was okay.
If otherwise you would have been swept out to sea.
That's correct.
Wow,
That happens.
that's scary.
Well,
Well, you knew you were
was an
tethered, so it wasn't that
adventure.
scary. It was like it was
no,
okay.
and my stepmom was seasick, so she was down below, and I had to wear a lot of hats. But it was exciting. Sailing is super exciting.
Wow, that's so
I would love
cool
to have a
because-
sailboat again.
Because we should rent a sailboat and we should take a little group and we
Yeah.
should all try to sail because you know
Let's
what
do
you're
it.
doing. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd like to.
there are a
do
lot of
that.
people in Orlando who are great at
Well,
sailing.
I'm sure we could charter something. See, we're
Yes.
setting up a sailing trip, and then we're going to take American Roundtable out. We might do a
Yes.
live show on the sailboat.
That'd
We
be
like
fun.
doing stuff like that. What is what's the place that you really wish you never would have gone to?
Oh, place I didn't
vacation.
enjoy on vacation.
Like it didn't meet your expectations. Not that you couldn't make the best of it anyway, but one that didn't really, float your boat.
I've been fortunate. I don't think I have found anywhere I didn't love.
Wow.
And
great.
my second favorite would be Venice, Italy. Venice, have you been?
No, but it looks great with the boats and the.
Italy is magical. Venice is magical to me. I've been to Paris, I've been to Rome, and I've been a lot of cities. But I'd say that of all places, it is most magical. And I love Palm Springs. Have you been to Palm Springs?
That's out in California,
It
right?
is.
No,
San Diego
never
and
been
Palm
there.
Springs.
Very pretty though, right?
Beautiful.
Southern
Oh,
California.
Stunning.
Low humidity.
Yes, and I'm a
72
golfer.
degrees.
So I
and
love-
golfing.
And tennis. I love
We have a lot here in Central
Oh,
Florida.
yeah.
This, of course, is the #1 destination for travel in the whole world. So
Yes.
it's good that we're talking travel today. This is American Roundtable. We'll have more for you right after this on Orlando's TV 38. Welcome back to American Roundtable. Sharon Gilstrap, my special guest, talking about travel. I like Canada. I used to live up near Canada for a short time, a season up in Buffalo, and we used to go across the bridge in Niagara Falls and go drinking because it was an 18 drinking age in Canada, and
Nice.
still is. So we would just cross the bridge, and back then you could just give them your license and just say, "Hey, we're here to drink," and they'd be like, "Okay, don't get into trouble." Now you gotta show them your passport, take the blood type. They gotta stick their finger up where the sun don't shine, and but so things have changed a little bit. But back in the day, it was nice to go to Canada. Tell me about your Canada experience.
I've only been to Canada once, but it is definitely somewhere I'd love to go. I want to go to Banff. I want to go to Toronto and
Banff.
Quebec. Banff. And Quebec. I want to go to Quebec. I have a lot of Canadian friends. And I have only been there once, though. When I was in high school, I did a camp, a summer camp. My family sent me to upstate New York for like a survival camp.
Wow.
Yes, like Outward Bound. And
Like
so,
that show, Survivor, like.
yeah, you're out there with a sleeping bag, a Bible, a notebook, and some
At
water.
least they gave you a Bible. That's good. It's
Yeah.
like the number one thing to take.
It's called La Vida, the life, and it was wonderful experience. And so I did that. I think it was 12 days, and
How old were you?
I was about 16 or 17. Yeah. And it was to teach you a little bit of self-reliance and independence, which was
Do
great.
you still use stuff today from when you went on that little trip?
I
mean,
do.
you still
I'm still connected because you were out in nature by yourself for a few days,
Yeah.
and
They call it the warrior's
It was
journey,
great.
where they send the young Native American out to become a man, right? So you
Right.
start as a boy, and then they say, okay, here's your arrows, here's your food, here's your
It was
whatever, your
wonderful.
totem, right? And they said
you
go,
grow up.
and then you go and you got to survive for a few days and come back or whatever. So.
That's right. I did not kill anything, maybe a mosquito, but
Were
I
you
had
trying to? Like, was that an option? Was like try to take a beast
no,
of some type? Or
no,
Okay.
no. I think I did have a bag of M&Ms with me, that was my one thing that I ate, and then
Wait a minute, you survived on M&Ms?
somewhat, yes.
Was there anything else besides the M&Ms?
Not for the few days that you were by yourself.
Oh, so
you were by
when you
yourself.
go in, you're going in just got to survive. Like
yeah.
you're looking for berries and you're looking for stuff and
You could.
Now, that would be like
I decided not to.
and
I
there's a
wasn't
whole-
going to.
You know, and what I'm getting to is there's a whole genre of vacations that are called adventure vacations.
Yes.
Where you do this stuff, right?
That would be fun.
See, that would be fun
Yeah.
to do just once in a great while. But eventually you're exhausted. You're going to need a vacation from your vacation. You know?
A lot of people do. And
can
actually, you know what's
overdo.
interesting about people? They look forward to vacation. Yes.
Everything is interesting about people.
Before they go on vacation, for the week leading up to it, they're so excited. And then when they're on vacation, they're having a good time, but it's like 24 hours before they leave, they're already bringing themselves down. They're already dreading going back to work, dreading going back home. And so they're not even enjoying their last day on vacation.
Don't dread.
No. Live
If
in the
you-
moment.
Let me say something, and I'm going to say this to go slightly off. If you're dreading what you're going to do when you get back,
Yeah, that's sad.
maybe you should change what you're doing to be getting back. Like maybe you should do something else.
Yeah.
If you're dreading Mondays every Sunday, if you're going, oh, tomorrow's Monday, because people do that,
Yeah.
then why
That's
don't you
right.
change what you do on Monday so that you're not dreading it?
I've had jobs like that I dreaded it.
I did. I dreaded. I had a few jobs where I dreaded it.
But now I jump out of bed, I'm excited.
I'm excited too.
Yeah.
And I can sleep in because I'm a business owner, you know. So if I
get
want
up at
to.
5.
You go get them because you're setting the stage up for when I get up at 7. So
That's
it's good.
right.
I like that. I like the way we team that up. You know, we're
Yeah.
talking vacations, of course, with Sharon Gilstrap. How can people find out more about you, Sharon? Where could they do? They can give you a call?
They can give me a call.
What's your number?
It's 407-385-2841. Texting is
it.
best.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
the way of the future. Then the
Fun.
future
And I have an
is
email.
now. Yeah, give me your email out.
It's worldtravelersharon@gmail.com.
You know what? Everybody else that's named Sharon that tries to do that, now they're out of luck.
They're
That's a
out of
good
luck.
one. World Traveler Sharon at gmail.com. Well, we're going to talk more travel. We're going to get into a couple things and talk a little bit something else about Canada that we were just mentioning. So we will be right back here. This is the American Roundtable on Orlando's TV 38 every Sunday. Thank you. Welcome back to the American Roundtable. I'm Al Spry here with Sharon Gilstrap. She's a travel expert. And you know what? I'm going to say it on this show, too. You also are a solar expert. How can people
Yes.
find out more about solar?
You can go to joinussolar.com or give me a call at 407-385-2841.
She's going to set you up with such a beautiful array. It's going to boggle your mind. You can ask her what that means when you give her a call.
Yes.
Now, speaking of Canada, marijuana has become legal
Yeah.
throughout the country of Canada on what they refer to as a recreational basis. So you don't need to have an ailment. They're now saying that marijuana is not as bad as we were all led up to say for the last 60, 70 years. Everybody's talking about how bad it is and putting out those stupid movies about
Yeah.
marijuana and all. So now it's coming out that we were hoodwinked, as they say. Dream came true at midnight. Of course, it's according to this article here from Newser.com. Newfoundland man Ian Power became the first person to legally buy marijuana in Canada for recreational use. Power was the first in line at a new store known as a dispensary in the easternmost province, earliest time zone where recreational marijuana officially became legal, according to the CBC. Power says he hopes legalization will end the stigma around pot use. Quote, I think the social stigma of the, quote, stupid stoner or the criminal element for using cannabis, a benign substance, as my choice of medicine or recreation. I think that's going to change, says Power, who of course is Canadian because he's speaking incomplete sentences, and we really like that about Canadians. He also plans to frame his historic purchase instead of smoking it. Prohibition has ended right now. We just made history. Going to frame his joint or whatever he just bought.
Interesting.
It is the world's biggest legal pot market now with 37 million people. Canada is now the world's biggest marketplace for recreational marijuana, according to the AP. That's
But not the
marketplace.
not the first country though.
Not the first country. One of the first, though. There really aren't
Yeah.
that many countries, total countries, who have legalized. But now we're going to start. I think we're going to start seeing a domino effect on this.
You think the U.S. will become legal?
Yes, yeah, because we have over half the states now. We have a plurality
Okay.
that
good.
either have medical or recreational or both.
What do you think the opposition is? Is it the gateway drug story?
I think that I think that you can find two sides to any issue and find
True.
people who will take either side. I don't know why. I believe that, well, the war on marijuana, just to sidetrack from travel, the war on marijuana was begun in the 1930s. Up until the 1930s, you could buy marijuana from your local pharmacy. It was legal. Everything was
I didn't
legal.
know that.
You had to buy what they call a marijuana stamp. It was you had to buy stamps. There was a certain tax to the government, right?
Just like in real estate.
Right. So
Okay.
exactly. But then what happened was the government wanted to crack down on African Americans and Mexican Americans. And so it was a racist-based policy to create marijuana because these are
terrible.
groups that smoked more marijuana per capita than other groups, and so they just targeted those groups starting
Wow.
in the 30s by denigrating marijuana. The policy started in the 30s. And it was just basically, it's a sad history
sad.
in our country, but I'm glad it's coming to an end. Makes
Wow.
me very happy because, like President Obama said, having a marijuana is no different than having a beer. It's really very similar, according to the president. I'm going to take the president's word on that, even though I'm not a Democrat per se. But
Okay.
I will say that this is very interesting. The only other country to have fully legalized recreational marijuana is Uruguay, who most people can't find on the map, including myself. I don't know where the heck I can find it. That's Central America, isn't it?
It's South America.
South America.
I think Montevideo.
Oh, Montevideo.
Yeah,
There was a singer
I
named
think so.
Montevideo. He took the name Montevideo and he called himself
really cool.
Montevideo. Yes,
South
so-
Americans, they're pretty smart about this. And I think one of the biggest crisis from the whole illegal marijuana is how many young adults have been incarcerated and pulled away from their families for something that is now going to be legal or is legal in Colorado. The tourism in Colorado, I'm sure, has gone up because of legalized marijuana.
Well, now Nevada.
And
that's
Nevada.
legal. So,
Absolutely, that's a tourism attraction.
oh, absolutely. And, it's not like they're flaunting it in Las Vegas. If you go to Las Vegas, you got to go to kind of almost like the industrial section, they call it, right?
Okay, I've never been to Vegas.
And that's a trip we have to do.
Yes.
That's a great tourist destination. So you go there, and it's kind of it's like on the down low. They're not
Okay.
it's not like a big pot plant and neon sign there on the strip or something. No, it's just kind of tucked
Okay.
away behind. So, but
It's not a big deal anymore.
No, and that's good
That's
because
very
it never
good.
really should have been a big deal.
Right.
I think the change started with Cheech and Chong. Cheech and Chong kind
Yeah.
of brought it to the fore, saying that and look, they're still alive. How bad could it be?
But they made
They're
it
still
look,
alive and they're still on tour.
right, but they made it look like they were zoned out and
They did, but at least they got it out there. Nobody was
Yeah.
even talking about it.
and the Grateful Dead.
Grateful Dead.
Mm-hmm.
But it's be amazing. You said this before the show. You know many professional people who use marijuana, and these are top
Yes.
top
They do.
top people in all different facets and all different
Yeah.
facets of work.
But did
so.
they inhale?
Only Bill Clinton was stupid enough not to inhale. That's all I'm going to say. So, what's your dream list? You have a dream list of top 3 destinations that you've never been to that you'd like to go to. What would they be?
I think I have more than 3. My first would be Machu Picchu. It is somewhere I've always wanted to go. I would love to go back to Europe. A dream for me, I've been to Germany, and my brother lived in Cologne, but I would like to go do all of the auto factories around Germany, and Audi and Porsche, BMW, Mercedes, and go test drive the cars on the Autobahn. I think that'd be super exciting. I'd also like to go to Monte Carlo, and I love Formula One racing, and so that would be really cool to see a Formula One race. And Puerto Rico, believe it or not, I've never been to Puerto Rico. I've been to the Virgin Islands and Bahamas, but I would love to go to Puerto Rico, see the rich history, meet the people, try their
So,
beautiful food.
Puerto Rico,
Yes,
Germany,
yes. All over Europe, really.
and what was the other?
I would love
Machu Picchu.
Machu Picchu. That's high up there.
And my three are, I like go, and I've been, well, where have I not been? Germany. I would like to see Germany.
It's beautiful.
I would like to see Switzerland, kind of a German-Swiss trip. I would like to see, that would be one, I'll just call that one. I would like to see China, because I think the culture's fascinating, the people and all that. I think that would be an interesting trip. And I'd like to see Havana, because now that it's open, we have the opportunity to do so.
Very interesting.
And I like that whole Hemingway mystique, Havana, you know, and all that. The rhythms, the Caribbean rhythms and all. And I think that would be a lot of fun. Well, just Sharon, we've run out of time. Can you believe it?
I can't believe it.
I think that this is a fantastic pairing. I think I'm going to have you on American Roundtable more often. You're fantastic.
Thank
I think
you.
Will is
I'd
also
love
a
to.
fan. So this is American Roundtable. Find out more about us at facebook.com/USA Roundtable. That's USA Roundtable. And we always enjoy bringing this show on the greatest station in Orlando, TV 38. TV 38 right here in Orlando. Have a great week. We'll see you next time on American Roundtable.